this is the teacher, these are my students. Small class. So this is us. We pour out into our students. We teach them. We give them what we have. And by the way, this what's in the cup this is everything that we are as people in general. And we just pour out for our kids. And we save a little bit for home and our family and our friends, but that's what we do. We spend time with our friends and family. So, we're pouring out. That's what we come in with. And then people pour back into us. So friends and family, things we enjoy. For me personally, coffee is a pleasure of mine. So that pours back into me. Reading, learning more about teaching. And then my cup is basically full. And the next day I can pour back into my students. And the process keeps going. We get a new set of students and so on and so forth. Now, what we don't think about is the fact that there are other things going on. And so there's natural things. So students come in with all kinds of pressure and issues and stuff that they can't help, we can't help, but it's a part of the deal. And that does cause a bit of stress. I don't know if you can see that, but this cup is now dripping. So there's a new pull on us. There are things like, responsibilities as teachers. That is also a pull on us. So things that we have to do, that we should do, the good stuff, parent phone calls, and the like, grades, all those things. Then there's the state test. We do need some accountability. So that is a strain and drip on us. And then let's see, there's also just the stuff that we have to put together as teachers, the teacher accountability side, notebooks and portfolios. So anyway, you get it. So there's these things that drip and pull. So we've got extra things that are pulling out of us that are not going to the students. But that's fine. That's fine. We can just, go to our sources that we have, So yeah, things are dripping out a little bit faster than before. We're losing a little bit more, but that's just, we can manage. We can just find more pour. And then there's stuff that happens in life. So let's say car breaks down. That's a pull on our resources and our mental stability. We have our own family and kids that cause similar stress to what's happening at school. So, we're losing a lot faster here. And then we have, life in general. So that becomes a little bit of pour. So I'm losing a lot more now. But, it's okay. It's not super bad. And then we start adding all of the extra stuff. So, teachers have less control on what happens in their classroom, less control over management, and so behavior becomes extra bad. So that's an extra pull. We have testing that doesn't matter. I know, the elephant in the room, right? So, and then the testing before the testing to make sure that the testing is going to go well so we can be ready for the test. So that's probably, that's more than one hole, because that stresses the kids out, which makes behavior worse. And so now I've got quite a puddle working here. And then we have the data collection, analysis of that data. Oops, sorry. And then we have teacher blame for every problem in the world. We don't make enough money for everything we have to do. Oh, by the way, I'm leaving out. You notice I've not been filling my cup up as much because all this stuff takes time. We don't have this much time to go back to our sources and fill back up. So now we are having much less poured into us because we don't have time for it, much more coming out of us. And what eventually is going to happen, because we're still pouring into the kids at the same time as all this is happening, eventually this cup is going to have less and less to pour out. And what's happening is, you just dump that out. There's a lot of teachers that are here. And every little tiny bit just tiny pores from the outside world go straight out of the cup. And there's not much left to give to the kids. And when we have nothing left to give, that's when teachers leave the profession. That's what's happening. That's why it's such a dire thing that teachers are fighting for right now. There you go. That's the situation. Teachers pour out of themselves every day. We get pulled out of extra with all the extra stuff. And that extra stuff takes time that we no longer have. You know, all of the courses we have to take with our own money, by the way. All of the extra certifications, all of the PD testing, and all that stuff is extra that doesn't go to the kids. It takes away time from us that we no longer can pour back into ourselves. And when the cup is empty, we're done. That's the deal. So you're wondering why teachers are fighting so hard right now? This is why. You can't pour from an empty cup. All right. Thanks. I hope that helps you understand.